Right, well, I want to talk about who's at blame at the moment. Is Amorim getting a lot wrong at Manchester United? I'll be talking about the Leicester game last night and ultimately what happened. Listen, it wasn't the greatest performance by Manchester United, to say the least. A performance that lacked quality and a performance that lacked intensity. It was just very, very boring to watch. And that's what Manchester United have been the last couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Just very, very boring, dull football. And listen, I don't know who's really at blame. I think some of Amorim's decisions against Leicester the other day were just very, very poor. Starting Dorgu on the right when he's predominantly a left wing back didn't make any sense, especially with the ability that we've seen Delo put out on that side. Keeping Delo on that left hand side for that time, taking off Dorgu when he shouldn't. Like, there were a few weird decisions. I think starting Højlund or not taking him off earlier, he should have. Like, Amorim has, listen, we know we have to give him time to train and develop these players, but this is not saying that he's not at fault. A lot of things that I've seen were very, very poor by Amorim, and I think his quality does have to be questioned. As I said, he's a manager I like a lot, and we have to give him time. But still, some of the decisions that he's making, he's just not helping himself. And I think that would be the biggest issue for me at this current moment. The fact that Ruben Amorim is not helping himself with these sort of decisions. The players, yes, they're going to be frustrated. But again, he's the manager. Ultimately, he makes that final decision on who plays. And I think some of the decisions that he made were just awful. And listen, it wasn't in today's game. It was against Crystal Palace. I've seen some concerning warning signs as well. And yes, most of it's on the players. They were just too sloppy in possession, no one ball carrying, getting caught out. There was moments in the game where Leicester were just having too much time on the ball. And you can see it having an impact on this team. We were nowhere near good enough to the standards of what we expect of a Ruben Amorim side. But the positive is, I think we go through. Hips and Miles, like, that goal was so far offside. But we take these sort of moments. You need this luck. Amorim even admitted himself it was offside. But I think the thing he's going to be most frustrated about is the fact that there was just no one progressing the ball at all from the back to the midfield. I mean, Ugarte, what was he doing? Making stupid challenges. Like, I just don't know what he was. I just don't know what was going on. At the moment, I think it was a very, very poor game by Amorim and the team. I think very, very sloppy. A game that lacked quality. And I think what we needed, I think we were missing Lisandro Martinez's ability to carry the ball through midfield and to pass the ball through midfield. I think we are really missing him. And yes, it's only been one game, but you can just see it clearly. As I said, Ugarte midfield. What was Ugarte doing? Nothing, like, at all. He was just getting bypassed. Bruno as well wasn't his greatest game. Mainu, Ahmad, they all struggled, and I think that was the biggest worry for me. And I think Amorim, you can see what he talked about in the press conference about how where Manchester United can go to improve from here. But again, we need more time. There's no really excuses because we do have more time to train now. We had 5 days between Palace and Leicester. We got 9 days between now and Tottenham. We have to give it more time, but ultimately he's going to have to start delivering. The fact that he's getting results does give him more time, and that is a positive. But it certainly is interesting to see what happens on that situation. I think it's in terms of, listen, most of the time it has been on the players. You can't really criticise Amorim, but I think it was Amorim didn't do any decisions yesterday that didn't help himself. As I said, the Dorgu one for me was just very weird. Starting Dorgu on the right when we just needed someone in that left-hand side just didn't make any sense. Taking him off after 45 minutes, I understand you only have 3 training sessions. But again, he was someone who was actually doing something in that first half. I think as well, I thought Yoro had a decent game for Manchester United. He was getting around the place, putting balls into the box. Not putting balls into the box, picking the ball up from the box. He was progressing the ball through the lines, and I think he did have a good performance. But bearing in mind, I thought Maguire at times, he struggled. Yes, he came up with the winning goal. I think Bruno, he didn't really do too much in the game. And I think in terms of what went wrong, it was that just no one was willing to take that risk on the ball. There was a few times where Mainu would pick up the ball and he just wanted to progress through midfield. But he was nervous, and you could see the crowd getting frustrated. And that is the biggest warning sign for me at the moment. We're missing these sort of key players. We need someone to have that risk, and that should come from the captain, Bruno. I don't think it was his greatest performance by a stretch yesterday. It wasn't great, and yeah, that would be a biggest concern for me. But that's what went wrong. against Leicester. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.